Hey, skull.
Yeah, squeen.
Read my book.
Squeen.
Read my book.
Is that masturbating sounds?
I thought you were dead.
Sun out of your eyes and be yourselves.
Heard you were dead.
She's dead, wrapped in plastic.
That man's dead back there.
It was worse than dead. Must be dead. Is this a dead man, Doctor?
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Roast Mortem Podcast. I am Tom.
I'm Rivers.
Hey, I am the Cody.
I want to jump right into the episode.
No.
Usually we have to talk about our week. So
No, you can't do that because how's everyone's week this week?
I don't give a shit about this segment.
Fucking tremendous.
I don't care.
Damn it.
No,
What,
I don't-
you don't want to let our listeners know about what our lives?
I had a court date.
There you go. Cody went to jail.
A court?
Jail. He's recording live from jail.
How's jail doing, buddy?
Yeah. So I figured out why everyone's treating me like a criminal with that traffic ticket
Oh, yeah?
that I didn't even have a moving violation with. Like, the little misdemeanor bubble got filled in on my ticket.
What?
Yeah. So I had to go to criminal court because of some cop's fucking, like, shitty, like, mistake.
Oh, so you showed up in there and they were like, this isn't a misdemeanor?
Yeah, and they dismissed it, like, right then and there. I
Why are
literally,
you here?
That's pretty much how it went down. They're like, Cody McCann, how do you plead? And the public defender that was representing me was like, I plead not guilty. And I'm like, wow, I sound like my public defender. Like the judge asked me, and my public defender like said not guilty. We're dismissing because of bad paperwork. And he said it in Latin, so it sounded like a Harry Potter spell.
Ex nihilus that cuntilingus.
Yeah, that.
Right, which means you're obviously a good guy. The judge was a woman?
No, it was a dude.
The dude?
Judge Maloney.
No,
Malone.
That's a bunch of Malone.
All right.
Wait. So you're in jail right now,
No.
and Post Malone was your judge.
Jeez. Yeah. You know why I don't like this segment?
Why?
Because this week I have nothing to share. I got nothing. So maybe it's
You
like
fixed my
more of
car.
a reflection
Yeah.
on myself than it is the part that we're doing here.
It's all
the
about
bit.
it's all about you.
I just got nothing to report. Like I've been on the internet and nothing's happened.
You probably saw a funny meme though. You could tell us about that.
Dude, that's for memes are private, okay? Memes are for a waste of time.
I think the word meme literally means thing to be shared.
Nope.
Okay.
That's not how the internet works.
Well, who's on the choppy boy?
Yes, who is on the chopping block?
Ooh, you know who's
This
on the chopping
episode.
block tonight?
Yes, lay it on me.
So we got one of the shittiest dudes.
The
One
shittiest dudes?
Yeah, one of the shitty guy. One guy that I personally don't like very much. He's also part of the old Goof Troupe series that we've been talking about.
Topping it off, are we?
That's right.
Goofed.
It's our second installment on the Goof Troops, which, if you remember by listening to the Allen Ginsberg episode where we have Melanie Moat
Yes.
with us.
Oh yes.
Great episode.
Great guest.
I reveal to our audience that we're going to talk about the Beat Poets.
Oh, beat knacks. So tell me a little bit. Give me a little refresher on what beat knack is.
So, Beatnik
Yes.
is the precursor to the hippie movement, in which a bunch of angry young adults started ripping apart literature for some reason.
Why? It's nice.
I don't know. It was like the only thing that was nice about society back then, because it was a very rigid society.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, the 50s are very boring,
Yeah.
and there was a need for people to fuck shit up. And these guys kind of did it, but they did it like idiots.
But what about Ethan Frome though? Was that part of the 50s?
What about Ethan?
I don't know. That was written in like
Yeah, no,
1890, right?
A long time ago.
Yeah, that's dumb. Ethan
Yeah.
Frome's bad.
So like these guys were taking Ethan Frome, and when they're going down the sled, they're like, "Yo, instead of
Not like that.
what?
Hold on. Wait, well, you can finish your...
I was gonna say instead of going down the sled, they were like, "Yo, man, like imagine if the sled was like us going downhill in society."
If the sled was riding us.
Yeah.
Something like that? It's not that. I don't know.
Isn't that what happens every time you carry a sled?
Pretty much. It's just riding you, which is most of the time, if you think about it.
Have you ever had a sled go down on you?
By accident. It's not
Ooh.
good.
A lot of chase.
Sexual
Let's put it this way. I
smell.
used to be 6'7". Oh, now I'm shorter. Believe it or not. But
Different.
anyway, we're going into Jack Kerouac today.
Hey.
Jack Kerouac.
Jockey
Right.
boy.
And there's a little bit of Ginsberg in here, so we do recommend you listen to that one not necessarily before this, but probably right after.
Yeah, get in there.
So
Touch it.
Yeah, this is like watching What's the second Star Wars?
The Force is
Jedi.
different.
The Force happens before you watch Phantom Menace. You'll never know about Jar Jar
That's a Star
Binks.
Trek theme.
Yeah.
I just ruined everything.
Yeah.
You'll never know about Jar Jar Binks if you don't listen to Padawans.
That's right. Stay away from George Jar Jar Martin.
All of those syllables hurt me.
Let's see.
Padawan.
So if you don't know who Jack Kerouac is, he's a sad, abusive author man. For some reason, every young person in America loves this guy for a short period of time, or they never shake the fact that they loved him.
Mm-hmm.
I know I loved him for a little bit, and I was like, this guy's fucking dumb.
I thought I would love him.
I don't know who this is.
Who's read On the Road here? I know
Me.
you, well, obviously not Cody.
Cody's head hurts when he reads.
Yeah.
How do you do research?
I do use
His
a
head
little,
hurts.
Yeah.
The whole time.
I use a little speed reading app. You see
Alright.
those, right? Those are fun.
That's cool.
What do you think of On the Road?
Honestly, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
The only one that I remembered by his was Dharma Bums.
What do you think of Dharma Bombs?
It was stupid. It was people climbing a mountain, and then they were getting in an argument, but it wasn't really an argument.
Right.
And then they just like got to the top of the mountain, and it's the end.
Yeah, there doesn't tend to be much of a story arc in any of his works. And On the Road being his most famous piece, I could say I felt pretty shitty when I finished that book.
Really?
Yeah, it's just,
Downer.
it's no, not like a downer. It's very blah.
Or like, why did we invest our time like this?
Yeah,
type
I
of-
felt like I really wasted time. Like I was waiting for something to happen, nothing happened. Everyone in the book is a scumbag, and there's very little redeeming qualities to that book, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably why I don't remember it. But I do remember when I was in high school being like, I read Kerouac.
Yeah,
You know, like, I read Kerouac.
it's one of those things where beat poetry is kind of like modern art. Everyone wants to feel like they belong by participating, but
Yeah.
no one really gets it.
Basically, if you're really into, I think that's great. I think if you're really into Jack Kerouac now, unacceptable. If you were like into it,
If you're 20 years old and you're listening to
Yeah.
this, then go for it.
Go
read,
for it.
Read
Keep reading it.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
reading it.
But by 25, you should
Yeah.
shed that Shrek of a alcoholic from your memory,
it is like the Shrek of beat poetry.
right?
Yeah.
So
Not
with
saying
that,
it.
we'll take it from the tip.
Oh yeah, tip.
Is that it? You gonna make that a new thing? Take
What?
it from the tip.
We've been taking it from the tip for a long time before we
year.
started this podcast.
I've been
Year
touching
plus.
it on the tip.
I don't know. I feel like everything's been from the tip.
Yeah.
We were all a tip once.
We all came from the tip.
Wow. Man.
Wow, that
That's-
got deeper.
That's deep, bro.
You get a shape?
Jack Kerouac was born March 12, 1922, in Lowell, Massachusetts, to a French-Canadian parents, Leo. I can't fucking pronounce this. It's all French gibberish.
Go hlan,
Yeah.
c'est Bach.
Leo Alcide Kerouac and Gabriel Ange Levesque.
Wait. His dad's name was Leon Outside Kerouac.
Leon Alicide.
Oh,
Leo Alicide. I don't know, Leon,
Alright, dude.
but like
Leon.
I don't.
I've
French
done-
is bad with me.
I've done a few French people.
Yeah,
Leon Osunga. Allo Kaloik.
Thank you.
That's
for
pretty
clearing that
good.
up.
Yeah.
his first language was French, and he didn't speak English till he was 6, and not proficiently till he was in his mid-teens.
That's interesting. He had 2 languages before Einstein had 1.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait.
Einstein was retarded.
Einstein was a little weirdo.
Yeah, like the first thing he said was when he was like 8 or 9.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
Allegedly.
Do you think that Jack Kerouac's first words were like, wee wee, chicken nugget for me?
Me.
No.
Probably. Well, one of his youngest memories that he has written in his diary, which we'll talk about more later, is that when he was 6 years old, he had a divine experience where God told him that he was going to live a really shitty life. And at the end of it, he was going to die, and he was going to like feel good about it. Like he was going to be put through trials and tribulations and then come out on top.
That's what
Wow.
Jeebus told him?
Jesus' dad, God, you've heard of him.
Yeah, well, I know. I think I know
Yeah.
the guy. I know Jeebus more, but
Yeah.
I always feel uncomfortable when I'm over Jesus' house and like God steps in and he's like, What are you boys doing?
Do you guys want me to get you some bagel bites? I'm gonna go to Costco.
Yeah, and he makes things really awkward when God's like, hey, Travis, do you want to go into that shower? It looks like you're real dirty.
Whoa.
And Jesus is like, don't do this to my friends. Don't make my friends take their clothes off, God.
All right.
Jack Kerouac endured a childhood tragedy in the summer of 1926 when his beloved brother Gerard died from rheumatic fever at the age of 9. Kerouac's family embraced their Catholic faith even more.
Was his middle name Butler?
Jack Kerouac Butler or Gerard Butler
Kerouac.
Ah,
See what I did there?
Yeah.
He's an actor.
He is an actor. He only made it 300 weeks. That's a bad taste, wasn't it now? Upon graduating high school in 1939, Jack Kerouac received a football scholarship to Columbia University.
Hey.
He had to attend a year of proprietary school at the Horace Mann School for Boys in the Bronx.
Wait, Horace Mann School.
Yeah, we got to turn you into a man. No, Horace Mann was a person.
No, but I'm just seeing a school for men. A school for men.
Squale for men.
Yeah, the Horace Mann School. They're all like burly.
Yeah.
Like their school uniform is like just hair, like chest hair.
Yeah,
Right?
just a vest
Yeah,
and
it's
then
a
chest
vest and
hair.
chest hair.
Yeah. and-
All from Horace. He just shaves every morning. He's like, guess what? You're promoted to junior. You're like,
combat boots and like Steve Irwin shorts.
Yeah. So he's being like Jacques Kerouac now.
Joey. Wait, so also Jack Kerouac joined the football team?
Yeah.
Well, he was very athletic.
That's surprising.
He had a nice cakey build. And these,
What?
Yeah, it was a cakey build. You know,
Huh. Like doughy?
tough. Yeah.
Tom, you're watching too much British baking show, the British Bake Off.
Great British Breaking Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am watching too much. But you know what that means? It really means that I feel like I'm not watching enough. That's
Well, you're
rough.
talking about muscles as sponge cake, so, you know.
That's true. So, at the age of 17, Kerouac packed his bags and moved to New York City.
Hey.
He really liked New York City.
I do.
All right, I don't.
This is where he found freedom, culture, and jazz.
Squaddy woo pop ba 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 ba. Woo!
Yeah, that.
That's jazz, dude.
Got it.
The way Travis just improvised that is
Yeah.
very similar to how Jack Kerouac wrote his novels.
Oh, for real? He could do voice saxophone and voice tambourines?
No, it just sucked.
No, what are you talking about? Dude, I just played at Lincoln Center with Lincoln Park. I'm the news.
You're Chester now?
Yeah, I'm Chester too.
They put you
Super
in his
Chester.
clothes? I think he's like, he was 130 pounds soaking wet, that boy.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm the new, like, at Lincoln Center, the Jazz Center. Lincoln Park's playing there, starring me as Lincoln Bannister.
Well, if this was real,
Bannister.
could you get us like a better studio?
Yeah.
Dude.
Do they pay you anything? Is this a charity piece?
I
us
would,
know.
but, like, things are crawling in my skin right now, and I'm having a hard time
All
even
right, all
talking.
right. Shut up. In 1940, Jack Kerouac arrived at Columbia and broke his leg in the second game of the season
Why'd he do that?
Pussy.
because he's a bitch. After the injury, he began to pursue his real passion, literature.
Pussy.
He wasn't cut out for sports anyway, since he took everything personally and had very thin skin.
Pussy.
Yeah,
And legs, apparently.
yeah, really shitty legs. Kerouac began to cut class regularly. He studied the style of the writer Thomas Wolfe and hung out in New York City streets. In 1941, Kerouac had an argument with Columbia's football coach and left the school entirely.
Oh.
Oh, wow. He was like, I'm going to Columbia, and it's the best school in the country almost.
Yeah,
But fuck it.
fuck it. I got in an argument, and I just like being dirty in Times Square with a heroin addict named Henry Hunky.
Oh, Henry Hunky?
Yeah, Hunky. It's either Henry or Hank. I don't know. I'm not going to cover him, but he's considered one of the godfathers of beat too, even though he didn't write a goddamn thing.
Oh, okay.
One of those.
He just like sat in a New York. Well, he sat in a Times Square cafeteria and held court. One of those guys at 4 o'clock in the morning telling homeless people that everything is wrong.
Jack Kerouac and this hunky guy sound like
Hubert Hunky. Sorry,
Okay.
Hubert Hunky.
You hunky.
Both of these guys sound like everything I hate about New York City.
Yeah, they're
Just
basically
entitled
assholes.
fucking pricks that show up and they're like, I'm roughing it.
Are you? with a BlackBerry, you're roughing it.
Yeah. Well, if you have a BlackBerry now, you are roughing it.
Yeah, that's true.
That is roughing it.
So through and through, Jack really was a writer. He took the act of writing very seriously and kept a consistent journal throughout his whole life. Now, I picked this journal up through some of my research.
You touched it?
It's all shit. Sucks. I fucking hated it.
Did he put a lock on his journal? Was this like my diary?
It was, one of
Jack
the voice-activated ones that the little girls get.
Yeah, with like fuzzy
yeah.
binding. Jack Kerouac.
And it's like, what's the password? And he was like, feelings.
Yeah. Today
Wow.
I fell in love with a beautiful woman named Heroin.
I don't know.
How
I'm
brave.
glad you brought that up. I
Okay.
don't know if he ever got into heroin. He got into a lot of other dirty things, though.
Okay.
Was it the benzotrine or whatever?
Crack and Benny's.
Benny.
Yeah, Benny's. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got into that a lot and all kinds of amphetamines.
Yeah,
And I'll talk about that a little bit later. But
I wonder what Travis is going to do.
Really quickly before people are like, what the fuck is Benny's? Is Travis talking about the mummy again?
right,
No, Benny's were these inhalers
Thank
that
you.
people would get for like, I don't know, fucking coughs. But it had amphetamines in it. So kids would take the inhaler and like crack it and like suck the amphetamine out of it.
because they were having fun.
Come on.
I mean, I would do that. I'm not going to lie.
You would do it. I've seen you do different things that are very similar. In one of his diaries, he listed some rules that he tried to live by. Now, you think these would be somewhat righteous or even like pretentious, high horse bullshit, but he was pretty honest. A couple of the rules I want to highlight is that he wouldn't waste any of his time loving anyone when he felt that they were better than them. He felt like he was better than most people.
Oh, okay.
Ugh, I hate that mentality.
Yeah.
Having Kruger.
And he also accepted the fact that his greed was natural, and so was his pride, and embraced them in his older age.
Okay.
All right, get off his lawn.
Yeah, so whenever he felt greedy, he was just like, that's normal.
Right.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, but this isn't something that he's saying to everyone. This is shit that you found in his Dear Diary, Jack Kerouac, right?
This is how I live. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, he's not really like being honest anyway. He's like, yeah, I'm greedy, and I fucking write that shit in my diary.
No, it's like, I'm going to try to be. If I'm greedy, I'm going to fall through with it.
Yeah, right.
Which is like,
I get it.
no, it's fine. I mean, like, I appreciate the honesty, but also stupid.
Little stoops.
As ninnies out there, I really would hope that all of you strive for better ingredients. This is really a moral show.
on.
No, this is a moral show, and I think you should strive for better ingredients like happiness, trust, respect, Transformers, Lion-O.
It got. It was wholesome up until Transformers.
No, these are all wholesome things. Toy Story, the Smash Mouth, the second album. That
You gotta
they
shut
came
up,
out
dude.
with. No,
You got to
come
shut
on.
up.
I'm trying to do a message for our kids.
I'm trying to do a podcast for
What
our kids.
kids?
I'm trying to do something that they'll learn about it.
There's no
It
kids.
says you're reading diaries. Okay, keep going, Tom.
Yeah. So he made the decision to join the Navy and fight in World War II.
Cool.
But he was kicked out after 10 days of boot camp. I feel like that's kind of hard to do. Maybe you wanted to.
I
don't
mean,
I could do it.
I'm sure a lot of people bail out, but like, what was there a reason why he was like? Was he just not? He was like, I don't want to do this.
He had fallen arches, bone spurs.
I don't remember the exact wording, but it had something to do with an erratic behavior thing where the people watching over him were like, this guy is, he's going to kill someone.
I mean, the armed forces.
Yeah.
After every set of push-ups, he writes a mean thing in his diary.
Yeah. Well, to
Goes
better
back
phrase,
to
he's
push-ups.
going to kill someone that we don't want him to kill.
Right.
One of these days.
Come on. Even though he dropped out of Columbia, he worked as a merchant marine and hung around the campus with the rest of the Goof troops that I mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Shitty Ginsburg,
Yeah.
Shit against
and then we
her.
have Burroughs,
Ah.
William S. Burroughs,
ah.
which I can't wait to do an episode on.
Oh yeah.
Spoilers.
John Clement Holmes, another poet.
But you wouldn't know it.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it. And a boy named Lucien Carr.
Lucien Carr.
That's right. These folks spent their time writing poetries, getting drunk, and getting sexy with ladies, and sometimes getting sexy with each other.
Oh. Any tips? A grip.
And that's not there's no besmirching there. You want to get sexy with whoever?
Yeah,
do it.
do
Just
it.
fucking do it. Doesn't matter.
But I'm just saying.
Consent helps.
That's important. That's
Yeah,
very important.
Doesn't just help.
Doesn't matter the gender. Just necessary.
Yeah, you should ask.
Yeah. So wait, I want to ask a question here. And I feel like I might know the answer.
Sure.
But I feel like he might have been too young for this. Is Hunter S. Thompson part of this crew? Or is he comes I know he comes in way later, but he's too young for that, right?
He's too young to be involved. Hunter S. Thompson was born in the 40s.
Oh, okay.
So he's 20 years younger than these folks. He knows about them. He was really into the beat shit.
Okay.
It's actually a good time frame for me to know.
But I feel like this is a dude that's like kind of in the same realm. He's just later and maybe less shitty.
Well,
But
no,
he's still shitty.
Hunter S. Thompson is way shitty.
Yeah,
he's a
still
shitty fuck.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to do an episode on him.
Okay.
We're saving that one. We're gonna put that in the pocket for a bit.
Yeah.
And I love his writing. That's the difference. Jack
Right.
Kerouac is real shitty, and he's got nothing to show for it.
Right.
Hunter S. Thompson, real shitty, fantastic writer.
Yeah.
Right.
Good
I
sense of
gotcha.
humor.
I got you. All right. I just was wondering if he was part of that.
Yeah, he is. And
He's like an extension of it.
I'm going to do a lot of research for that one.
Okay.
That's going to be a good one. In 1944,
Just to put this out, Ninnies, we do all of ours are good ones.
that's very true.
Yeah. Well, this is gonna be a great one every time.
Thanks for that. But when I say good, I mean just really long.
Right. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, do it. In 1944, Kerouac was arrested as a material witness in the murder of David Kammerer, who had been stalking Kerouac's friend Lucien Carr, who I just mentioned.
Uh-huh.
According to Carr, Kammerer's homosexual obsession turned aggressive, finally provoking Carr to stab him to death in self-defense.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Carr dumped the body into the Hudson River. Afterwards, Carr sought help from Kerouac. Kerouac disposed of the murder weapon and buried Kammerer's eyeglasses.
No, self-defense.
Of course. Carr, encouraged by Burroughs, turned himself into the police. Kerouac and Burroughs were later arrested as the material witnesses. Kerouac's father refused to pay his bail. Kerouac then agreed to marry Eddie Parker if her parents would pay the bail.
Okay.
So, because he hid murder weapons and eyeglasses, would he be an accessory in that?
No, that's not accessory.
That's
to
not
murder.
accessory? I don't even know.
No.
I don't watch enough of those SVUs, SJWs, PQRs,
I think
NPRs.
technically to be an accessory to murder, you have to know it's happening at least.
Oh, okay.
He was hiding evidence.
Do you think that when he threw the murder weapon, he jerked off on it first?
Probably not, but we can pretend.
Let's pretend
I
that he
don't
did
want
that.
to. No.
Hey, skull.
Yeah, squeen.
Read
that-
my book.
Squeen.
Read my book.
Is that masturbating sounds?
Yeah, something like that. Also, the last part of that, Eddie Parker, his sweetheart at the time, I guess she really wanted to marry him. And she convinced her parents how great this guy was.
Mm-hmm.
And gets her parents to bail him out on the stipulation that he marry her.
That's weird.
Very backwards.
Yeah.
Old timing.
All right, so there's a guy that's in jail. I love him. He's a great boy.
Yeah.
You should bail him out so we could get murderings.
Yeah, I met a boy, and he's gorgeous,
He's
and I can't wait for you to meet him, but you gotta bail him out first.
Gotta meet him.
It sounds horrible.
It sounds like most marriages in Williamsburg.
You're on point there. So Carr was charged with second-degree murder. The story was followed really closely by the press. And it went over really well because this is the time in America where everyone was afraid of gay folks.
Yeah.
They thought if they touched you, you'd be gay. So this young, promising college student, Lucien Carr, is like, my defense is that this man tried to touch my penis.
Oh.
So come on, guys, cut me a break.
Look at this. This
Can
is
you
the
believe-
penis he tried to touch.
Exactly. Look
That
at my
was
penis. Let me show.
Exhibit A.
May I show the jury?
Was that really his defense, though? Like, honestly. Honest to God.
Well, the fact that he was able to convince a judge and jury that this guy was preying on him based on his homosexual panic. He was able to convince them that it was 100% self-defense, and he only spent 2 years behind bars for killing this guy.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
And like covering evidence up.
Yep.
Perfect.
That's bad.
Write poetry now.
And wait,
Yep.
Jack Kerouac, he's not part of this? This is the guy that actually murdered the dude.
This is the guy. I'm just giving you more context
Yeah.
for the situation.
But Jack Kerouac's fine
Jack Kerouac spent 4 nights in prison
and got bailed.
for being an accessory. Not accessory, excuse me. He was tampering with evidence.
A player,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know what that is. We're not lawyers here. We're not roast lawyer podcast.
Objection!
Obstruction of justice.
Yeah. If we were, we would have got Cody out of jail months ago.
I wasn't in jail. It was
You're
a
in jail
court
right
date.
now. Cody, tell me who you bitched already. Who's your bitch?
Manfred.
Manfred. All right. So can you put Manfred on the mic?
Are you asking Cody to do character acting right now?
No, I'm just asking him to put him on the mic. Just
It's your boy Manfred. What can I do for you?
all right. So how good is Cody in the sack?
He's a little rough around the edges because of, the condition. But it's fine otherwise because he's got, that slim Filipino figure. I really just j'adore. Let me tell you.
Oh, Manfred, it's been such a good time talking to you, man. But we're doing a show right now. Can you get your penis out of Cody's
Where
butthole and
is
bring
the
him back?
line for the conjugals?
Let's talk a little bit about Neil Cassidy, who I thought I was going to cover with the Goof Troop thing, but then I decided not to, because he's just a fantastic accessory to this whole fucking ploy. He hasn't written dick. Everyone worships this fucking asshole. He's worthless. Absolutely worthless. At least Kerouac published something.
Yeah.
So Neil Cassidy was a car thief / child molester from Denver, Colorado.
Combo.
Very inspiring.
Through a chain of who knows who, Cassidy met Kerouac in New York City. The two became very close friends. Neil was an outgoing butt cheek of a man. And
Butt cheek of a man.
yes, and Kerouac was considerably shy.
To the butt cheek.
Not to the butt cheek. He found a solace in him.
Okay.
Kerouac saw all the qualities that he wanted for himself in Neil.
So what is this guy doing? He's a car thief and a
And a party boy.
child molester?
I just caught up on found solace in a butt cheek. That's all I'm thinking of.
So Neil shows up to town and he's basically just doing drugs, and he is the first hippie. This is like one of the originals.
Patient zero.
But he comes from where the hippies don't understand what hippieism is.
Oh, right.
He's a car thief and a child molest.
I wonder which
is-
one came first. Was there like a sexy kid locked in a car and he's like, I better learn how to get in there.
Well, he was stealing cars. He had a really rough upbringing.
That doesn't excuse anything.
No, I might excuse a few car thefts for that, but not the child molest.
Right.
But the two had a threesome with Neil's 15-year-old Texas wife, Luann, in the very bed that Kerouac's dad died in.
Oh.
15-year-old Texas wife.
There's your on the road hero.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking terrible.
Change the covers at least. And just push the corpse off to the side.
Pretty much.
I mean, maybe that explains why I was into it when I was 15. Because at least then it would have been legal.
Well, I mean, they didn't talk about that in the book.
No, I know they didn't talk about that.
But Neil becomes Kerouac's muse for On the Road, his greatest masterpiece, as we know. And I'll talk more about that in a bit. So let's talk literature now.
All right.
Oh, literature.
Kerouac's first published book, Town and City, is a fictional retelling of the murder, in which Carr is represented by the character Kenneth Wood. Why any of that matters, I don't know. Published by Harcourt Brace in 1950, the original manuscript was 1,100 pages.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so the publisher took it and was like, all right, there's some good stuff here, but we're going to cut out 500 of this.
Good.
Which a
Because-
publisher / editor should do.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a smart man.
Yeah, because Jack Kerouac just rambles in his writing.
Yes.
Not
To
very
know
fun.
to know significant ends.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No significant one end whatsoever. So it's his first major release, and the public took it okay.
Mm-hmm,
And this was before he was really known as a beat writer, but the book didn't sell that well.
This is in the 50s.
Yes, early 50s.
All right.
This is around the time when Kerouac started traveling. Kerouac traveled through his early 20s through mid-30s. He would work sometimes to cover living expenses in the places he stops, but most of the time he was just kind of a leech.
Oh.
Moochie.
Yeah. He was sworn in as a Sausalito police officer, as one of his jobs, working as a security guard at the docks, was required for him to do.
So he was a policey boy.
He was a security guard, and just because of the Sausalito, San Francisco area requiring him to have some kind of police knowledge, they just swear you in after like 3 days of Scantron testing.
Well, yeah, like now, in order to have a San Francisco license plate, you have to own a drone. Because
That's not true, no.
No, that's true.
Is that true? Do we have any San Francisco listeners? Oh,
Rustic boy.
yeah. I don't want to dox him, but we have one San Francisco guy.
Well, tell me if you own a drone.
Yeah, hit us up. You know who we're talking about, right?
No.
Nah.
Okay, well,
Anyway, Sausalito police officer. What kind of sexual move is that, Travis? The Sausalito police officer.
All right. So basically, you're laying down on your stomach.
You the man?
You the man, and your dick is sticking out from your butthole. Well, not butthole, but like out from your cheeks, so it kind of looks like it's sticking out from your butthole.
it's got like Gonzo with a turban.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And it's basically only your head is sticking out. Because, I don't know how big you are, but you gotta snake around. If it's too big, you gotta snake around so it's just the head.
It's mostly head.
Yeah. And then the lady is just she's just on top of you, just kind of like rubbing her entire body on your butt cheek.
Okay, is she clothed?
Yes. Wearing wool.
That's hot. Sausalito
very
police
hot.
officer.
Yeah. Sausalito police officer.
So he writes about his time off in Sausalito and San Francisco in his journal, and one of the entries I thought was pretty funny was, quote, "Every time I meet a girl, I whip out the old Roscoe and pretend I'm a New York City gangster and scare the hell out of him. Also, one night I pulled it out on a fag and told him I was Nanny Beater Kelly from Chicago."
Nanny Beater Kelly.
Yeah.
A Roscoe would be a weapon?
Yes.
Handgun or zip gun type
It's
thing?
probably a revolver piece. I don't know too much about the gun. but-
Look at this Nanny Beater, Helen.
Yeah. Andrew, you have? All right. So Roscoe is just slang
like
for
gap
for a gun.
or a piece.
Piece. Yeah.
A piece.
One piece.
Oh,
One rod.
A
Yeah.
one rod.
A heater rod.
Which is funny because Jack Kerouac actually used some of the jazz language that was used. Because I remember how I said he was a big jazz fan?
Yeah.
Spent a lot of his time in jazz clubs
Yeah.
and listened to what the musicians would say and talked with them a lot and used that in his writing. So a lot of the reasons that jazz lingo is popular is because
Jack Kerouac wrote about it?
he was ripping off other people's slang.
Oh, so Kerouac was a jive Turk.
I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say that he was the Louis Armstrong of nothing.
Wow.
All right, back to On the Road. Published in 1957, it was a fictionalized account of his professional train hopping and dicking around with his friend Neil Cassidy. Their own names were swapped out for Sal Paradise, that being Jack Kerouac himself,
What a name.
and Dean Moriarty for Cassidy.
Oh, okay.
Stole that shit from fucking Sherlock.
Arthur.
Arthur Conan Dungus.
Upon publishing, the book was passed off as some kind of impromptu piece of literature. In reality, it was worked on for over 7 years.
Oh, that's a slap in the face.
Yep.
Like I worked on this for 7 years. Oh, is this impromptu?
Well, that's what
No, I think that's
publishers
what you-
wanted. The publishers and him wanted to put it out there like this is just a man's diary
Oh,
that happened.
but it was more refined.
Yeah, he blurred the line between fiction and reality the same way that Hunter S. Thompson does, but he also doesn't do it in a fun way.
No.
Like you don't really get anything. He just changes the names of some things and then says that he banged more broads than he did.
Well, didn't he also write On the Road on this one big long scroll?
Yeah, the final transcript was written in what would be called a crackhead's method, which is like just binging on uppers for a few days in a row.
Ugh.
Yeah, the book was written on one giant scroll of paper thread through his typewriter because Kerouac couldn't be bothered to swap out individual pieces of paper.
What a dumb idiot.
Yeah. His editors hated this.
I can imagine.
And
yeah.
he went to several publishers with it. And they looked at it and they were like, just get out of the office. You're an idiot.
That's
Like,
what I would do.
It was also single spacing,
Ugh.
which you can't do.
Papyrus, probably.
Yeah, it's just he wrote this giant roll of bullshit. And some publisher picked it up and it did really well.
Ugh, I hate that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and people our age, that would be like printing out something and the little perforated fucking shitty things on the side.
The edge,
you didn't
yeah.
even fucking tear those off.
I put
You didn't
more
tear
on.
those shit
Didn't even
off.
tear them off.
I would staple more on to piss the teacher off.
Some shit like that. Yeah, so Cassidy ended up not talking to Kerouac for a couple of years after the book's release because he thought Kerouac made him look like a dick. And let's be clear, Neil Cassidy's a dick.
Okay.
Yeah.
That probably was the only truthful part. All the dumb shit he did, the excessive amount of drugs and like thievery and just using women. It wasn't even fun to read about. There was no jokes.
Yeah, I mean, from the stuff I remember from Jack Kerouac, he was not very kind towards women at all.
No, not
It was
not
like
one
it was
bit.
basically just a hole for him to fucking shove his shit into,
Right.
and like I don't know, just really disrespectful, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is coming back to what we were just saying about his jazz writing a little bit before. Kerouac's approach to writing was heavily influenced by jazz in two ways. And the first one is the vernacular, which we were just talking about, borrowing
Jive turkey.
terminology from jazz musicians. Examples such as like using the word character instead of like weirdo
Got it.
or strange person. Like
He
he's
was-
quite the character.
He was
you
a
know?
character.
Which is like, all right, that's normal. Chops, talking about a person's ability. So if someone can play their instrument, they got chops.
Still do that. That's a good one. That one survived.
No, but this isn't him. This is him putting it in the forefront and stealing it from jazz musicians, as so many rock and roll artists did today.
well, so when you say he's got chops, it's talking about how your chops is your fucking your face and your lips.
Your jowls?
Yeah, your jowls. Like Louis Armstrong could do a little yeah, and that was his chops. But like Jack Kerouac's like, yeah, this guy went to the bank and he took out some money. He got chop. It's like, yo, he didn't even use his mouth, dog. He just
Pretty
used his
much.
hands to hit the ATM.
You're right.
One
One of my favorites that he did bring into popular light is the word dig. Like, as in, can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
And we're talking, yeah. Warrior Cyrus,
Yeah.
can you dig it?
That's a rare one, but I still use that.
I
I
love
use it
that
all the
word.
time. I mean, but also, like, all right, so he brought that into the light, but that shit would have existed regardless. You know what I mean? Because, like,
Probably.
I mean, the jazz musicians were using it, but then, like, I don't feel like when I think of can you dig it or, like, digging something, I don't think of Jack Kerouac. I think of, like the 70s,
Yeah.
you know,
Afro.
late 60s, you know, like that type of thing.
Yeah, I can agree. It's
He was just fucking getting on that shit.
he jumped on it. That's what he did. He just kind of exploited what was around him, whether it was intentional or not. The guy's not that creative.
I mean, that's like
He's
me.
really not.
That's like me saying, like, "Yo, let me get a 40 for my shorty."
Yeah.
It's like that's
Exactly
not
like
me.
that.
Jesus. Perfect.
So the second way in which he borrowed from jazz was the reflection of freeform style writing for his prose. I
it
think
doesn't work
No,
when
I
you
think-
do that.
Yeah, well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It's less
pro-
impressive.
prose shouldn't exist. Poetry should barely exist, but prose definitely should not exist. That's free-formed, putting shit out there.
Yeah.
If you don't write it down, you're a homeless person. If you write it down, you're a genius in 1955. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but my argument would be Harry Potter was written on napkins by a British lady.
By a homeless woman who didn't know shit.
And she was like, hey, I like Lord of the Rings. I'm going to write about wizards.
I like Lord of Ring. I like George Jar Jar Binks Martin.
Jesus.
Dude,
That hurt
how,
me.
Are you J.R.R. What is her name? J.R.R. Tolkien's.
J.K. Tolkien.
J.K. Tolkien.
She's just kidding, and she's also Tolkien.
Yeah. All right, that's sick.
Rowling. No, Tolkien's the other one.
Rolling.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, are you Henry Rollins?
Hey.
I would love to have Henry Rollins on our show.
I would love to have Henry. He would actually give us real information.
He would probably belittle us and make us better people in the long run.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know? I do like listening to that gentleman talk.
Oh, he's a great man. And Black Flag.
So why is Jack Kerouac so popular? Any guesses? Don't guess. I was just kidding.
Yeah.
America at this time was a very boring place to be.
Yeah.
Post-World War II economy provided the middle class with all the sterile lifestyle that they can handle.
Levittown.
Yeah. And America ate it up. It was not exactly a honest time in America.
No.
It was like, we're number one, so live like number one does.
Yeah.
You need a fridge.
Which is good. America's a great country. Not knocking it. But we got like too comfortable during that time.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the one thing I will give to the Beat Poets, is they kind of shook it up a little bit.
And they were probably called commie pinkos and shit, right?
Well, I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Because you're absolutely right.
Right.
And Kerouac has things to say about that.
I bet he did. I bet he whipped his dick out.
Yeah. The Beat Boys were popular because they rejected the status quo, the mundane 9-to-5 factory jobs that were all too abundant. Rebellion was necessary because comfort is not always a good thing.
All right. The one thing is the factory jobs where they could make all the money that they could need and
For 2 lifetimes.
for 2 lifetimes have a pension,
Buy
and
several
go to-
houses.
Yeah, buy several houses. I have my estate up north, and
If you don't know this, quick rundown of America. After World War II, we were the only country standing on our feet enough to actually produce shit and sell to the rest of the world while they were recovering. And on top of which,
they took loans from us.
oh yeah, they took loans. We were killing it at that time. That was never meant to last. The boom after World War II was ridiculous. And I'm pretty sure I covered this because it makes me real angry.
I know it does, but anyway, like I mean, these people are rebelling at the time when it's like. If you think about like what they're rebelling against in terms of like what we're dealing with right now,
Right.
it's so ridiculous. It's like, oh, sorry, you could have a job and like
Yeah.
free health insurance, a house.
Yeah. And
You know?
just like the cost of living isn't ridiculous. You know,
Yeah.
the pay scale makes sense back then. It's good to have heroes that kind of break the norms.
It's true. I
But-
agree
yeah.
with that.
But those who are going to fuck up everything for the sake of fucking it up, like, make sure they're not total assholes.
Yeah. Not like helping murderers.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Great point, Travis.
So, Jack Kerouac had 3 wives, but the only one I really want to talk about is his second wife, Joan. Joan Kerouac was a 20-year-old living in Manhattan with her lover, Bill Castrana. Bill decided to try to climb out of a moving subway one night, resulting in his skull being crushed between the subway car and a granite support pillar.
Oh, shit. Is he okay?
Well,
That
he's
is
dead.
Fuck.
And Jack and Joan decided to celebrate this event by getting married 10 days later.
classy.
Yes.
Very classy.
So
but
I'm-
that is social Darwinism. Why are you climbing out of the fucking subway?
Oh, yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah, very much stoop.
Your lady deserves to be fucking stolen from you 10 days after your death.
Not stolen.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Scavenged.
Well, the two obviously had something going
Oh, yeah.
on.
They were
beforehand.
fucking touching holes.
Totally touching holes.
This guy's, every time we're hanging out, this guy's fucking out of the subway. I know he's gonna die. Jack, help me out here.
Push him. Give him a nudge.
I feel like Bill was tired of being cucked.
All right. I got it.
Probably was.
Probably was like,
But not to say that he killed himself, just to say that he was probably tired of being cucked.
I just imagine this idiot just fucking hanging out of the subway every day. Everyday subway idiot.
Exactly.
The adrenaline junkie, like, it's the only thing I feel.
Have you seen that video? It came out like a few weeks ago of this guy. The subway closes and he hangs on to the side of the fucking subway car as it's fucking traveling.
I feel like I've seen like more
Yeah,
than
I've seen
one
a bunch of those.
That's so fucking crazy.
You want to do
It
it,
is
don't
crazy.
you?
Well, that's what this guy did.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah, and he got his head crushed.
Good.
Jeez, yeah. All right, well, anyway, the two of them began their life together right before On the Road was published. And after it became a hit, Jack couldn't keep his dick inside of his underwears. So she left him. But not before she got pregnant.
Pregnante.
But Jack refused to believe that the daughter was his, even though she came forward for 9 years of confrontation until he was made to take a blood test.
Oh, little
Oh,
paternity.
so he went to Maury and he's like, "Excuse me, you are the father."
But he just drank out of a bottle. And yeah, I don't know.
Reminds
Great.
me of Lisa Jobs from our Steve Jobs episode.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, Steve Jobs did the same shit. No one of your goddamn heroes.
Also, black turtleneck. Not too unlike a beatnik.
Yeah, there was probably a bunch of those turtlenecks flying around, dude.
Semen slathered black. That's why they're black.
You just made a sticky connection that I didn't see before.
Dude, hold on.
It happens.
Hold on, man.
It
You said a
happens.
very big contradiction right there. Semen stained turtleneck, by experience, is not black. It's always going to be an off gray if it's semen stained. Just saying.
All right.
Got it.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's...
I'm not going to fight him, were you?
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
Yeah, all right.
I was gonna say, that's why it's black. It's like, no, well, it's going to be off gray.
Just kind of off gray. So anyway, Joan seemed to be brainwashed.
Oh.
Even though she left him after getting pregnant and then him refusing that was her child, even though I think her name ended up being Jan Kerouac. In her later life, I think she's still alive, but I read a little bit where Joan described him as a very odd person who treated her dreadfully, but was the love of her life.
Now that's a mixed signal if I've ever heard one.
That's the brainwash shit I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Usually
Fuck you,
doesn't
bitch.
work like
I love
that.
you.
It's one thing to say, I loved him, but he treated me like shit. It's another thing to say, he treated me like shit, and he's the love of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true.
That's a little out there.
Yeah. Tends to be a theme with these beat poets. They're like cult leaders to me.
yeah.
They get people to really
Unpopular
like them.
cult lead. Yeah, just like cult leaders that are only like cults of one or two strong.
Yeah,
Well, no.
very true.
They're pulling in loads of people.
They're not like suicidal. They're not doing the Heaven's Gate shit. They're just getting people to be like diehard fans who won't say anything bad about them, but they're really just shitbags.
Right.
All these dudes.
Yeah.
Like, I read Kerouac. I read Ginsberg shit. I read William S. Burroughs stuff. Burroughs had the most over those other guys, but his work is still kind of shitty.
It's not great.
No. It doesn't hold up at all. I could see it being like something that society would go, oh, this is different.
Right.
As to why we praise this man today, I don't know.
Right.
Just to mention some other shitty things.
Uh-huh.
Not that this is like the worst thing, but Jack always lived with his mom because he was broke all the time.
Oh, well,
Oh, come on.
if you're riding the rails and don't have a real job, when there's many jobs available, you're going to live with your mom.
Yeah, I mean, he would write his books, and like On the Road, for instance, it got him famous, but it didn't get him any money because the way book sales work is that it kind of trickles in.
Right.
Yeah.
He owned like 10% of the royalty on it because they gave him a huge advance that he just immediately blew.
Yeah.
On what? Just fun stuff?
Yeah, dumbass shit ass. You know, he's an
Jelly
idiot.
filled donuts.
I mean, I'm sure he's not going to be negotiating terms with the publishers.
No, I mean, like he brought that scroll into a few publishers, and they said this needs to be finished, but they gave him the advance on it, and then he spends it. And he did make good money for a while, but he was really bad, so he always lived with his mom, which is like, okay, it's fine if you live with your mom, but not for that reason.
Yeah. When you're a major author, like, nah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I went to his bookstore when I was in San Francisco.
oh.
I'd believe it.
Yeah. It was just a regular bookstore. It's like the Strand in New York City.
So his mother hated Allen Ginsberg for being gay, but even more so the Jewish thing. And his father called him the Roach. She threatened to call the FBI on him due to his anti-American rhetoric.
Wow. Careful.
He ended up hating Ginsberg towards the end of his life with a passion. His paranoia made him think that his association with Ginsberg had made people stop buying his books. But it wasn't really Ginsberg, it was just his shitty books.
I see.
But we already covered Ginsberg. Like I said, go listen to that. We have Melanie
It's
Mode
shit.
on that episode. Yeah, he's a shitbag. One of the books that I read for this, Jack Kerouac's American Journey. I was reading this, and there's like, I don't know, I would say like an eighth of the pages are just talking about Ginsberg wanting to fuck Neil Cassidy. So I just wasted a lot of time. It was like a
Yeah.
lot of love letters and him talking about 69ing that man. And
I think I was in the room when you like were disappointed. Like, this is all fanboy fucking.
yeah, no, I watched 2 documentaries and picked up 3 books on Jack Kerouac.
Ugh.
And
It's a lot.
there's almost no real information on him.
Right.
It's a lot of his feelings. It's a lot of other people admiring him.
Oh,
for
that's
shit.
important, right?
Well, I opened that book you were talking about to like a random page, and the first thing I read like the page, and the first thing I said was like, "What is this guy trying to do? An auto, like a biography in Jack Kerouac style?"
Yeah,
I was like, dude, if you're gonna do a fucking biography, that's the one thing I will say. If you're gonna do anyone out there that's an author, if you're gonna do a biography on someone, don't put your own personal shit in the fucking biography. I don't want to hear about it.
Wait, what?
That happened when I read the Janis Joplin book, too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of these hippies. They don't get how books are supposed to be
Yeah,
written.
and also, like, if you're gonna do a fucking biography on Jack Kerouac, don't write like Jack Kerouac because he can't fucking write.
Very true. Very, very true.
And it's obvious when you try because no one writes like Jack Kerouac except Jack Kerouac.
Exactly. So fucking stop.
I just wanted to read off a little bit of this shit that I found in one of the books where he was doing an interview.
Oh, is that what he looks like on the fucking cover there?
Yeah, that's him.
Looks like Rod Serling.
He's a
from the
really
Twilight
good-looking
Zone.
guy.
It's great looking.
I'll-
Dashing.
Dashing looking man. Yes.
I bet he had a
Good ol-
strapping hat back in the day.
He probably did. Look at that boy, Andrew. You see him?
Yeah.
Dashing.
His
Yes.
tie's undone. And
Very
it's like,
square
ooh,
chin.
look at me. I'm kind of dressed.
Oh yeah, you can tell he just walked home from work from the plant and had a cigarette and at the Tav.
Okay, I'm going to read for a little bit.
Yeah.
When the interviewer pressed Kerouac further by expressing that Ginsberg was a talented man, Kerouac replied, "He does not like America. He is my college friend. We used to walk over the Brooklyn Bridge together and sing to Hart Crane. He's become political. He mailed his beard to the district attorney of New York. He shaved off his beard and put it in an envelope and mailed it to the district attorney protesting censorship." So then he goes on. The interviewer is telling him they were discussing a film that Ginsberg wrote, and Kerouac found it pretty offensive. I just thought this was fun.
Okay.
So the most offensive to Kerouac, besides lingering shots of Ginsberg's mother's asshole, was a collection of broken dolls glued all together to form a cross. Quote Jack Kerouac. So I told him, I said, go down to the delicatessen, buy a link of pork sausage, and drive 4 nails into the wall and put up your Star of David. He insulted the cross, man. Christ is not a broken doll. Ever since then, I can't sell a book. These beatnik poets have been insulting Jesus and the Virgin Mary right and left for the last 6 years in poems, including Ferlinghetti and all those guys. Now, Ferlinghetti was a communist poet.
Okay.
They insult Jesus and the Virgin Mary, and they never insult the Star of David.
Wait, hold on.
Spicy
Whoa.
anti-Semitism.
Yeah, no, hold on a minute, though. He wrote a book called Dharma Bums.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you can't be this, like, I'm anti-America, 1950s, Christian America, I hate it. But then also be like, I'm fucking all about Jeebus.
Yeah.
And I hate commies. Like, what the fuck?
This is a misconception about Jack Kerouac that a lot of hippies like to graze over.
Okay.
You see, I'm going to get into it a little bit more. I'm going to read one more quote from the book from
Okay.
the same interview.
Okay. Get into it, dog. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
The interviewer, perhaps objecting to Kerouac's claims that Ginsberg was a Russian communist, brought up a Supreme Court ruling making it illegal to make such unfounded accusations. This elicited Kerouac's indifference. I don't give a flinging fuck. I'll tell you elsewhere. The FBI picked me up one night because I had the highest IQ at Newport Naval Base in the Navy. They said, are you a communist officer in the Communist Party? I said, no, I just have a high IQ.
Fuck this.
Then I went around and came back 5-6 years later, and this guy picked me up in a jazz joint, turned on his tape recorder, and made me talk. Do you know how the end of the tape was? I was fucking him in the mouth. The FBI for you. Take that, J. Edgar Hoover.
Wow.
I mean, hold on. I mean, that was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That was good. I was fucking him in the mouth.
Yes. I kind of forgot what was said just before that because I had something to say and I totally
Well,
blanked out.
he said something about him in the Naval Academy, but he bailed at a boot camp.
He was a shit Reddit poster, like just saying how he had the highest IQ, and that's why
yeah.
they think he's a communist.
It doesn't make sense. It's like nowadays. It's like, hey, are you a terrorist? Like, no, my penis is huge. What are you talking about?
So there goes my idea of that he was a dirty commie.
I'm going to go into that a little bit more, but I want to
Okay.
get into his lifestyle a bit, and then we'll go back into that.
All right.
But the Kerouac that you're thinking of, I'm talking to you, the listener, doesn't exist. This is a sham.
An illusion.
Let's talk about a little drinky poo. Kerouac was never not drunk after On the Road came out.
Never not drunk.
Solid.
Always drunk.
Always drunk. He couldn't handle fame of any sort.
I mean, I feel like that's how I would be.
But
I'm just imagining
know,
a
like-
character that's like, use that guy? Oh, God. Glug, glug, glug.
yeah, I mean, he drank, but he wasn't a fun drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're all kind of fun drunks.
That's unfortunate.
We've only been in
Yeah.
like how many fights?
I punched you in the head one time, but
That-
it was
that-
all in fun.
that-
and
yeah.
it was,
It was
all
fun.
fun.
It was
That
a
would-
fun
you
night.
asked me to
There was
punch you in the
consent.
head.
Yeah,
There was
exactly.
consent to that concussion.
But the drinking led towards his physical abuse. There are record stories of him physically abusing Timothy Leary, the grandfather of acid, Ginsberg, the sewer pedo.
Sewer pedo.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You got me on that one.
Yeah, and his wife Joan. So that's just 3 examples. I'm sure there's more, but yeah.
Wait, can we do like with Timothy Leary, the sewer pedo, Ginsberg,
His wife.
his wife Joan, and Kerouac.
Wow.
The
yeah.
heroin that Jack Kerouac wasn't doing. And the drink that Jack Kerouac was doing. Here when Jack Kerouac's drunk and fucking chilling.
That's
Island.
Yeah, dog.
I needed some of that.
You need some singing.
Yes. So let's talk about Northport.
Oh, no, Poe.
You guys ever hear of Northport?
Yeah.
That's
If
where
you're-
Mama's was born.
If you're from Long Island, you probably know where Northport is.
It's north.
So he moved to Northport for a while.
I knew that because my papa saw him there.
Yeah, he
Oh,
moved.
wow.
Tell me about your dad seeing Jack Kerouac.
All right, so my papa, was like, hey, papa. My papa was a very young man, and he grew up in Huntington, Long Island.
Okay.
And he went to his my grandma's friend's house and met Jack Kerouac, but he didn't know who he was. And then later, my dad was one of those, like, he's younger than Jack Kerouac. Obviously, he was a little child, but he was that hippie generation where it was like, Jack Kerouac's so fucking cool. So
Right.
like when he like grew up like in his like early 20s, he's like, I met Jack Kerouac.
Great
I
for
didn't
you.
know who he was, but I met him, bro.
Oh God.
that
that guy sucks.
proximity
Yeah.
to Jack
Oh, my
Kerouac.
dad sucks. He's like, well, you know.
No, not. Oh, I thought you said it was his friend who did that.
No, that's him.
You
Your dad?
fucked up.
Oh, okay.
You
Well-
fucked up.
Dick, you're a pretty cool guy.
I like Dick. Dick's good.
Sorry,
a good guy.
I misheard that. I was got distracted.
It's all good. No, but he was a Long Islander for a little bit.
He was. He moved to Northport, Long Island, to distance himself from his stupid beatnik friends, and he had grown a bit bitter and xenophobic, as you do when you're older.
Oh yeah. I mean, not really though.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, he accepted that.
Well, I
Understand
mean-
that his pride. You're xenophobic is part of your pride. I talked about that earlier.
Well, yeah, I mean, but like you said, like as you do when you get older. I feel like as you do if you're a fucking cockhead to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to like sarcastically give the guy a bone.
I got you. I didn't get sarcasm. When did I take sarcasm 101, dude? Never.
Satire.
I didn't go to. Just don't satire me. Never went to
This whole
college.
podcast is satire.
I never went to college for satire 101, bro.
Don't believe
Right.
anything except the stuff you cite.
Yeah, satire tag. This entire podcast is fake. All of roast mortem. Nothing we've ever said is true.
I'm actually a reptilian.
Don't start that again.
So this is local history for us because he is kind of our neighbor.
Woohoo.
He liked to break into surrounding Northport houses, mansions, things like that.
Yep.
He would go to the library and refuse to go inside and make the librarian run around and get books for him
That's really dumb.
because he was afraid of his fame. So
That's
he would just
a-
hide in a bush like Billy Joel did not too long ago.
Oh, William Joel?
Yeah. I saw him and he was hiding in a bush.
A ficus?
Not even kidding.
Wait, he was really hiding in a bush?
Yeah, he was eating at a restaurant around the corner from me, and I noticed that there was like a plant, like more on the sidewalk. This was during the
It's
summer,
a very expensive French restaurant.
and I walked past.
Oh, that
I saw
one.
him. Don't like his music. Not gonna bother him.
Kept walking.
Yeah, exactly.
Played my Papa Roach mixtape as I walked by Billy Joel.
Precisely. So I just want to throw this out here. While I'm able to put together an episode on this dick scarf of a dude, it should be noted the disillusion of the mythos that is Jack Kerouac. I need to formally put this out there. I picked up 3 books, watched these documentaries, and it seems that everyone who covers him tends to be such a fanboy that nobody wants to call him out on shit.
Ah.
Very forgiving people.
Well, yeah.
Brainwashed. Like I was talking about with Joan before, I think it's like a lot of the...
Reputation.
yeah, I don't know. Like no one wants to talk shit about him, but like I can't find anything nice he ever did.
Well, I mean, we're gonna get into some real fucking thick sociology right now. Thick sociology,
Jesus Christ,
dude. That's how thick it is.
While he was alive, he was published 19 times in books.
that's too much.
It was.
Too much.
9 of them were novels, the rest being like poems and prose and garbage, basically. A huge waste of paper.
Yeah, that's garbage.
On the Road was the only book that actually made him any money. Most of the other shit was flop. Big Sur, Dharma Bums. These are things that we only look at now because, or when I say we, I mean culture looks at now like they have any fucking gumption in them
Right,
because we want to appreciate this guy.
right. But
Yeah.
it's
This is
nothing.
This is the essence of Roast Mortem Podcast.
It's his B words.
Your idol is a shit bag.
Yeah,
Like this guy sucks.
I think I read I read all 3 of them. The only ones I actually do remember were Dharma Bums. I do remember Big Sur a little bit, but like
I don't know. They're just about friends going somewhere.
it's just yeah,
And
they're all
like
the
not-
same fucking shit.
Yeah, it's great. It's like,
We're friends
I don't
on a podcast mountain.
well, at least this is somewhat concise. As drunk as Travis gets, he at least delivers a point.
Dude, sometimes I talk about my underwear. Sometimes I talk about the colors of the wind in my underwear.
And fucking
Exactly.
Sometimes I
stuffed
talk about
raccoon.
fucking raccoons. But that's different. Those are different things.
Because
man.
it's stuffed.
True. I guess, like I said, this guy sucks, and it's shitty that adults today tell teenagers that this is good writing, because if you look
It's a
at it from a
trap.
teenager perspective, it means that all writing is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is really bad stuff and should not be given to youth just based on the fact that it's not that good and it doesn't hold up. Now, I'm not saying people shouldn't read it, but adults should stop saying this is good writing to people who would not relate to this at all, because it's empty and it's shallow and it's rapists and it's thieves and that's it. And they're not even funny.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, but
I'm getting hot and heated, dude. I'm fanning myself off with
Yeah,
that Jack
he's getting
Kerouac
fucking- he's
biography
wet.
because I am pissed
Got
off
the
at Jack
vapors.
Kerouac so much.
he's so wet right now. But I will agree with you. But at the same time, how can I, a man from Long Island, how can I
That's a Long Island accent.
get behind Ethan Frome?
Ethan Frome. Just go down a sled and paralyze your lover. It's easy. Anyone can do it.
Got a scorpion that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what else
So,
is
I-
you know,
wait,
no,
I
no,
wanna-
no, 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 no. You know what else is bullshit?
What?
Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, that book
Not the-
sucks too.
Not the same guy, but
It's a different
J.D.
guy.
Salinger. It's a way better book than anything that
Oh,
Jack
yeah.
Kerouac's written, and it's not that good.
No.
That's how I feel about this Kerouac.
I was
But
ex-
I almost feel like J.D. Salinger and fucking Holden Caulfield, like this character, the Holden Caulfield, is very much in tune with the Jack Kerouac. I don't give a fuck. It's like one of those. It's one of those. The same book you read when you're in high school, and you're like, I totally agree with this, bruh.
never got Catcher.
Yeah, I got the Holden Caulfield thing when I was 15.
And then you stop.
And then you grow up and you realize that your dick's not always your best friend. And you realize
Yeah.
none of this matters so much.
So basically,
Stop it.
So basically, what you're telling me is that Jack Kerouac and J.D. Salinger are Goosebumps books that they've elevated to literature. Because you should stop reading Goosebumps books after you've graduated, even junior high.
Are you positing Goosebumps is not literature?
It's not literature. It's fucking trash.
It is, but it's fun trash.
At least it's
And at least
fun.
it's self-acknowledging.
At least it's fun.
It's fun, self-acknowledging trash.
What's your favorite book?
Animorphs, which is literature.
I was gonna ask
know
R.L.
what?
Stein book, and you said Animorphs like a '90s kid. Shocker on Shock Street.
I never read that one.
All right, so Tom, wrap it up.
So I'm wrapping
cut
it
you
up.
off.
So, Jack Kerouac never wanted to be king of the beats, grandfathers of the hippie movement. All he wanted was to be a great writer. He saw the destructive, shallow nature that would help define his work. He saw how counterproductive it was to finding freedom firsthand. This crazy lifestyle of just running yourself into the ground all the time,
Right.
fucking yourself up.
It's like a Tom Petty song, I know.
Yeah.
And I'm
He's free
free.
So you didn't
Thanks,
like it.
Cody. Adding to the musical fucking talent.
Free falling.
So it reminds me, Che Guevara,
Right.
the same way. He did not like hippies. He did not like beatniks. The same way Che Guevara did not like any music at all or art.
You're
or,
just describing me now.
yeah, well, well, you mind your own. So
Also, not a dictator. Not a murderous dictator, at least.
Cody,
No, absolutely
given
not.
the chance, I don't think you'd be murderous, but given the chance, I think Cody would be a very fine dictator.
I'd be a huge troll.
Yeah.
I'm like no pants ever.
No pants.
You get
Just
kilts,
kidding,
you
you get
get kilts, sarongs, and socks.
Can I live in... Oh, wait, whoa. Hold on. I was just about to say, can I live in your fucking dictatorship?
I was gonna call it a principality, but yeah.
All right, I was going to say that, but then you're like, you have to wear socks and no pants?
No. That's your options are
No,
just
no.
socks.
That's
sarongs,
never...
or
Just
kilts.
socks is never a fucking option.
dude, that's really funny you say that. I got out of the shower today, and the first thing I put on was socks.
Why'd
for
you
some
do
reason.
that?
That's dumb.
And then I was thinking to myself, what kind of person is found dead in just socks?
It makes you feel wrong.
It's like a weird, think about the person who's found dead just in socks. Like, they're probably worth a lot of money.
Maybe they just have poor circulation.
No, yeah. I think
No.
they're worth less
I'm
money.
talking about like someone gets killed or drug overdose, just socks.
They just have cold toesies.
Well, also, all
Or
right.
even better, gold toe socks.
Oh, well,
or no
What does that
well,
dude
now
do?
you're throwing
No
some different things. at it.
Toeless socks, like
But hold on.
fingerless gloves.
I want that to exist.
All
Merch
right.
store.
One more.
The roast mortem toeless socks coming to you.
One more thing before you conclude this boy
All right.
about socks. Completely off topic, but having sex with your socks on,
Horrible.
terrible.
It's actually really good for women because there was a study that socked women were able to come more while socked. than-
That's stupid.
I don't
It's just-
fucking
no.
believe that one bit.
I don't believe that at all.
I have a good friend. I'm not even going to tell you guys know him, but I'm
socks
not
on,
going to tell you
ladies.
who it is. But he told me the first time he banged, he had socks on. And then he thought about that the next year while he was banging.
That's just paraphilia.
Yeah, it's
just
fucking damaging.
No, he didn't want to do it. He
No,
just
it's
felt
damaging.
it was like his losing his virginity, and
I
then
had
he looks
socks
down
on.
and there's socks, just socks, and then he kept checking his feet for the next year.
Oh, I feel so bad for that guy.
Well, dude, he's a good guy. I'm not gonna throw him under
I
the
know.
bus.
I don't want
totally.
you. I don't want you to. I think he needs to go to counseling.
Back to Jack Kerouac. So, how did the hippies feel about Vietnam War?
Hated it.
Guess what? Jack Kerouac loved it.
Yeah.
He was like, "Fuck communism, right up the ass, backwards."
Jesus
Smell
is
of
my
meat.
homeboy.
He pretty much hated everything that he helped make. He hated hippies. He hated anyone who looked like Ginsburg, which was a lot of people at the time. He just hated that shit. He was a conservative Catholic boy. Absolutely nightmare to Ginsburg. Beat the
Yeah.
shit out of him, which, Ginsburg by all means, but,
Right. I mean, Ginsburg should get the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
In the 60s. But also, I feel like if I was the responsible for the hippies, I would hate myself. And hate
oh,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, I know what I mean.
Jack becomes like a lot of things I don't understand, but at the same time, I kind of get it in
Yeah.
some ways. Like, all right, this never worked. Okay, so ask me.
How'd this boy die?
Thank you. At 11 o'clock on the morning of October 20th, 1969, sick, in St. Petersburg, Florida.
St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had a little house that he was building down there that he lived in with his mom and his wife at the time. Jack Kerouac was sitting in his favorite chair, drinking whiskey and malt liquor, working on a book about his father's print shop in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Sounds great.
Suddenly, felt nauseated and walked into the bathroom, where he began to vomit blood. Kerouac was taken to a nearby hospital, suffering from abdominal hemorrhage.
Oh.
He received several transfusions in an attempt to make up for the loss of blood. And doctors subsequently attempted surgery, but a damaged liver prevented his blood from clotting.
This man can't keep the blood on the inside.
Yeah. No.
Keep it inside you idiot.
He died the following morning, never having regained consciousness after the operation. His cause of death. His cause of death was listed as an internal hemorrhage, bleeding of the esophageal varices.
So his throat opened up from the inside.
Yes,
Yeah.
caused
Ooh.
by cirrhosis.
So can we just agree that he died from lack of better ingredients
True.
in his body?
Well, he died from too much alcohol, which is good,
that.
but too much alcohol not so good on it.
No.
He was only 47 years old.
Oh,
Wow.
that's younger than I expected.
Now,
Yes.
a little postmortem bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
What I just said is commonly known as Jack Kerouac's death.
Yeah.
The loving writer who's gone out of his way to create a movement
Oh.
and drowned himself in alcohol. He couldn't stand modern society. He had to drown himself and make it happen that way. Destroy his body.
Yes.
Could not deal with the pressures of modern society. No. In reality, one thing that is not talked about much, the catalyst to this death. So, a few days before he started throwing up blood everywhere,
antifreeze.
Kerouac was in a bar with a friend a few nights before. A wasted Jack Kerouac started doing an impression of a black person that he was writing about in his latest novel, Pick.
Oh, classy.
So he's got a little racist,
Yeah.
basically.
Great.
He's doing a racist thing.
Terrible.
He was in a black bar.
Perfect.
There was a band playing in the small bar, and some of them overheard and seemed to be taking in what Jack Kerouac was doing. They did-
Especially because this man has stolen a bunch of black culture in his earlier career.
it made his career.
Yeah.
And now he's writing about a character named Pick in a novel, his last one to ever come out, called Pick. And he's doing like stereotypical black shit. And the whole bar is just a bunch of black dudes. They're
Fucking
hanging
ass.
out. They're playing music.
I was about to do an example of what he would have done, just right into this live microphone.
Nope, don't do
Don't
that.
do that. You don't need to.
No need to. It's stupid.
No, but I appreciate the enthusiasm, Cody.
You are welcome. You are welcome for almost racism.
Thanks, Cody, for not ending our podcast.
So
You're welcome.
the band leader, they're getting visual cues from, like, knock it off.
Yeah.
So Jack's pal, who he was with, went over to the band leader and was trying to smooth things out.
Come on.
How might you ask? By hugging him from behind.
That's just a no. That was an attempted rear naked chokehold that just turned into like a drunky hug.
No, that was
Oh,
a stupid drunk hug from behind.
Yeah, you don't hug anyone from behind, especially
Yeah.
if you don't know them. And they just looked over to you like, hey, stop being a racist dick about my race, you asshole.
Give me a hug, Tom.
I'll give you a little bit.
All right, Cody. Imagine if you're like, hey, here's my family. Here's my mom. Here's my girlfriend. And I was like, they went out to reach for a hug, and I just like stepped behind them and hugged them from behind and gave them a little on the fucking neck. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like without.
That's weird.
Well,
Very-
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Very. They call that the Polish hello.
Polish hello.
Yeah, you feign the hug and then you come around behind him and kiss him on the nape of the neck.
I
Give him a
love
little
it.
gesundheit.
No
right
consent.
In that hole.
Yes. So the band leader turned around and knocked the dude out.
Good.
Jack jumped up and yelled, "He's not a queer."
What?
So this band leader turned out to be like 22-year-old shredded ex-boxer.
Oh, that's unlucky.
So his reply was, "You want some too?" I just did my racist impression. Don't kill me, everyone.
That was not very
No,
racist.
you're good.
It wasn't. It
You're
was
good.
generic.
It sounded worse in your head.
It sounded way worse
Yeah.
in my head because I'm drunk. So
Put that at the top.
seemingly the whole bar took Jack outside and started kicking the shit out of him.
Good.
This beating most likely led to his organs not doing so well, i.e. bleeding the fuck out and killing him a few days later. No, he didn't.
We don't
Well,
know that
he
didn't
ended-
happen.
Maybe.
Well, after he got the shit kicked out of him, he was sent to jail and he was bailed out, but he was probably dealing with some internal bleeding or something.
They don't check that in jail, really.
No, not really.
No,
Especially
they
for
don't.
beatniks.
Wait, what'd you say?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Andrew on the
Oh,
couch
oh,
says, upon jail arrival, you do have the cavity search for stuff.
So this is the demise of one Jack Kerouac. Interesting character,
Yes.
shitty writer, and
Shitty
not at
writer.
all who you thought he was.
It seems like he
No.
made his own projection and then paraded around in like a paper mache version of what he wanted to be.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, I didn't know that he was so religious and bisexual, but at the same time homophobic.
Well, I don't know about the bisexual thing.
I thought he was like touching holes and
No,
shit.
well, I don't know about that. That's speculation.
But he's cool with all the gays and like
Oh, well, he was
For
cool
a
with
little
that.
bit.
Well, he was cool with that in his youth, but when
Right.
he got older and he got more attached to his religion, I mean, like, he did all that fucked up shit. Like, you know, he banged a 15-year-old with Neil Cassidy on his dead dad's bed.
yeah, that's
like,
fuck.
Yeah. I don't know if
Casper
that,
mattresses.
No, that's our sponsorship.
Nope. No, it's not. It is
No,
not.
it isn't our time because we wouldn't bring up the fact that you should bang with your friend a 15-year-old on a Casper mattress.
You like
Well, no,
Casper
we're sa-
mattresses? Yeah. Hi,
anti-sponsorship.
this is a podcast. We are endorsed by Casper mattresses. Stop those mattresses. Have sex with a 15-year-old.
No, I'm saying.
no, these
so
people
you,
are very sick.
Yeah.
I'm saying so you don't fuck in your crusty late dad's bed. Pop up one of them Casper mattresses from that mason jar they come in.
No, but
Get in the box.
I'm very surprised. I mean, as someone that was like a 15-year-old, 14-year-old and read Jack Kerouac and was like, dude, I'm so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like I knew he was a drunk. I knew
well,
all
drunks
that
are
shit,
kind of cool.
But I was like, all right,
Because we're
whatever.
drunks.
Yeah,
We're
I'm
drunks. We can't talk shit
We're a
about it.
drunks.
Where's the drunks? But like, I didn't know this fucking that he was a hypocrite.
Well,
ultimately,
Well, I mean, to be fair, we're all hypocrites.
Yeah.
dude, I'm not a hypocrite. This is her day. Like, I never been there, but South Carolina, raise up, take your shirt off, spin it around your head, just like a helicopter.
Wow.
I'm just saying, dude.
That's testament to how little of a hypocrite this man is.
I'm not a hypocrite.
well, maybe,
And if you want to send me a picture of you spinning or a video of you spinning your shirt around your head like a helicopter and you're from South Carolina, send it to me.
I'm into it.
All right.
Well, Cody, any thoughts on Kerouac? You just hate literature.
It's rough on the Cody. He if you take that out of the mix, he seems pretentious and fucky, and he got what he deserved in the end, aka essentially being reverse lynched.
Kind of.
Good.
Yeah.
There's no reverse lynching. He was just lynched.
Nah.
Well, no one really deserves to be lynched, but at the same time, when you're going,
Yeah,
when you're
doing
saying
that
some real rough shit and getting
in
racist
a bad
in a black
spot,
bar.
yeah.
Wait, hold on,
Like-
Tom. You said no one deserves to be lynched. The KKK deserves to be lynched.
Yeah, I mean,
That's hilarious. You know what I mean?
that is fun.
like,
Well,
oh, you guys are being fucking assholes?
look,
Lynch you.
I
David Duke lynched you.
I suppose all I'm trying to say is that I don't want to incite anything, but maybe things are different
Oh,
if you look at them.
Okay.
dude, are you Are you Willis Wonkus?
Yeah, I am, and I'm made of chocolate. All right, let's wrap this episode up.
Surely.
Thanks for listening to me talk for a long time, and Cody and Travis
I
also
helped.
talking, but not as much as me, because this was a Kerouac Tom episode.
Oh,
And I gotta say, I really hate Kerouac. I hate him.
Yeah.
yes.
I feel your rage now.
I don't even like it. I mean, like a lot of the people I bring in, I like. When I did Django, I liked him.
Yeah,
I even liked Janis Joplin a little bit.
I thought I
I
liked.
liked Keith Moon. He was pretty cool after I did the research on it. But Kerouac and Ginsberg and the third one to come all suck big old donkers.
That's
Yeah,
rough. Yeah.
I thought I liked Jack Kerouac. Now I don't even like him even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know who he was, and I hate him.
Yep.
No, to avoid him.
So fuck that guy. If you see a kid reading this book, tell him to stop because there's better books to read.
Slap it out of his fucking dick.
You're done.
Why is-
All right. That's it.
Okay.
Thanks for listening again. You can follow me, Tom, on Twitter at Sauntcht, SAUNTCHT.
You can follow me, Travis, at Travis Legion with 2 E's on Instagram or Twitter. Yeah.
And you can find me on Twitter at Cody McCann, CODYMCCANN.
Hey, you can find us collectively at RoastMortemCast on Twitter, Instagram. We got a Facebook, and if you want to shoot us a Gmail, do that, whatever.
Sex.
You give us recommendations, or you can just vent to us. I would love the venting. Like,
Yeah.
like someone's personal experience. Like, what was that time you stayed up way too late reading a Jack Kerouac book, and then you woke up and you were like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, you'd be like, I was at Wendy's at 4 a.m. and I smoked so much methamphetamines and I was listening to your podcast for 42 hours and I love you guys.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
If I was a fan of us, that's what I'd be doing. That's
What do
all
you
I'm
think
saying.
our fans do all day?
Chill.
On methamphetamine?
Bingo. Thanks for listening. Listen to the Ginsburg episode. We got
Yes.
Melanie Mode on there. She's very funny.
Oh, yeah.
Crushing it. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, Shane. Thanks for listening.
Jane.
Hi there. Do you like what you just heard? We'd love to hear back from you.
Yeah!
Mm-hmm.
You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram.
Yeah, that's it.
Roast Mortem Cast.
Yeah, that's right.
That's us. That's us.
And if you tag us on either one of those social platforms, we will write an obituary for you.
You sexy corpse, you.
Yeah, write in. We're going to write an obituary for you. Make sure you tell a friend. Give us a subscription.
Yeah, let us know how we're doing. How you're doing, too. I want to know how I'm doing, how you're doing.
It's just a good old no one doing fest.
A No One Doing Fest. That's right.
Don't do it. Do it.
Yeah.
For me.
Stick around right now for some obituaries and some outtakes.
Here we go.
Oh, shit. Some people died. Ghost childs. Jake Kerouac. We just finished Jake Kerouac.
That's right. Jake Kerouac.
Jackie Gyllenhaal Kariki.
Yeah. And that was, he's drunk and we are drunk.
Oh, yeah, I'm drunk.
Yeah.
He's a poet and we are real people.
Yeah. I got a
Tom,
license and everything.
Yeah.
Tom, if you would, could you give us a chaser for little Jack Kerouac?
Oh.
Pretty obvious.
Well,
I mean,
it's
yeah.
Ginsburg,
Yeah.
right? Cody, would you say so?
Yeah. Substantially more kid diddling.
Yes. Way more.
I think Ginsburg is more terrible, but Jack has his own fucking shittiness.
Ginsburg is the worst of that goof troop.
It's a unique flavor, isn't it, Travis? It's a very tart bitterness that just permeates.
Cody, you're ugh.
All right.
All
What are
right,
we doing here?
Let's
Fuck you.
Let's kill some
My
fucking,
words.
Yeah, let's kill some fucking people that like our show.
Yeah.
All right, we can do that.
Tom, you want to start us off?
Sure.
No.
I want to talk about the mediocre life coach.
Oh, I've seen that.
Who's also responsible for getting us on Urban Dictionary
Yes.
for the Korean Wellington.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We owe you a thing.
Mediocre life coach hits us up on Twitter. He let us know that he made an entry for us
Yes.
on Urban Dictionary for Korean Wellington. So now all of you at home can go type in Korean Wellington on Urban Dictionary and know what the hell we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. So Coach,
good
cool
lad.
dude. He's from Florida. He likes the show a lot. He's been listening to it. And
Fuck yes.
hats off to the sir. But now he did.
Oh.
So Coach lives down in Tampa, Florida. And what do you think of when you think Tampa, Florida?
Ball soup.
Okay.
A Florida man.
Okay, I'll give you the right answer.
Sure.
Skateboarding. So Coach is skateboarding around Tampa, Florida, and he decides that he wants to recreate one of his childhood memories,
Oh, cool.
which I'm definitely projecting right now.
Tony Hawk 900.
Secret tapes.
It's Tony Hawk Ollie the Bum.
Yeah.
Gotta Ollie the Bum 5 times if you want that tape or that goal or whatever. I don't remember what they're called, but you did it.
Tony Hawk sex tape.
Yeah. So we got coaches ollieing bums all over Tampa.
Sick.
And there's lots of them. But a problem with that is that they're not all Ollie.
Shit.
They're all different bums.
Some of them are Florida men.
Yeah, so you gotta find that right Oliver. So he finds his 4th Oliver, and he's like, hell yeah, I can do this. So he goes out, and he's trying to find his last Oliver. As he tries to Oliver the Ollie,
Right.
gets snatched up.
With what?
Wasn't really a bum.
Oh,
It was a child molest.
Whoa. Is he a child? What's going on? Or is this molester confused?
He's not a child, but only children kickflip or ollie over bums. So this child molest decided that he was going to take this little molest out. And I don't think Coach is a small dude, but also doing small dude things, just like I do. Just like I do.
Dude, there's so many ways to die. There's like, they should come out with that thing like 1,000 Ways to Die just in Florida.
Right. So
Part 1.
He gets into a debacle with this little child molest, Oliver. And Oliver is like, you're not even no child. So he decides to bring him up on top of a building, which is like 3 stories tall. That's about as big as they get in Tampa. Drops him off.
Oh.
Then throws a skateboard at him. Goes, suck my whole dick.
Dude,
And that's how Coach dies.
did he do a 900 on the way down? At least. Give him that much.
Dude, he did all the sick moves. Coach is our
quad
dude.
gainer.
Coach is our
Alright,
guy.
alright.
He did so many sick moves. He just ollied the wrong molest.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I'm saying on his fall to his death.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He fell to his death because he kickflipped the wrong molest.
All at the wrong ball.
Hell yeah. Cody, who is gonna die?
I'll go next. All right. Dying next is our good friend, Maddie. And he's at J. Madison. I think I got that right. On Twitter, he's from Buffalo, New York. He's former military. Thank you for all your service, and he wants us to roast Disney. We will. Eventually. In fact, absolutely, we must roast Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Disney's coming in hot. He's coming in hot and racist.
Yeah.
It's weird how things don't change.
Yeah.
So that song like, some things will never change. There's a sunflower child boy eating shrimp in the rain.
But Maddie's
Okay.
Maddie's outspoken hatred of Walter Disney jostled the last iota of chronically preserved hatred in his cyborg heart. Yes, a Walt Disney cyborg heart.
Whoa.
And body, mind you, rejuvenating him. And bingo bango, he's out for hatred, revenge. We have a Terminator Connor situation on our hands.
Wait,
You know
Oh,
how that
shit.
works.
So Disney's after our boy?
Yeah.
Terminator Disney.
Dude.
It's like Radio Disney, but he's real.
Wait, is that Fox or Warner Terminator?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because if it's Fox, then technically Disney owns Terminator.
Dude, why isn't there a Terminator Land?
I'm sure there is.
Dude.
Like in like the deepest sex dungeon of like Disneyland, probably.
They actually don't advertise it at all. It's in New Jersey.
There's a secret knock on the not the door, but the hatch.
Yeah, it's just Sarah Connor in Morse code.
Wow. That's that'll take a morning to tracks him down, a la Terminator, and Disneyburg finds him. They have an epic fight. A Goku versus Frieza fight without those 10 bullshit episodes of Spirit Bomb shit.
So a normal fight.
Yes.
Yeah, regular.
Maddie is thrown off of his feet, falls nearly into a fissure just before he can hoist himself out to safety. Disneyborg, the machine himself, digs his beautifully animated metallic claws into Maddie's already strained wrists and whispers, "I killed Mufasa," and lets Maddie plummet into a wildebeesty death. Rest in peace.
Damn.
You think
Maddie.
you think that Terminator Disney could come up with something original? But I mean, he stole everything that he did, so
Yeah, exactly.
he's even stealing from himself.
Don't take Walter Disney's name in vain. His comeuppance will come.
All right, and our last person is Satanic Cinnamon on Instagram.
Whoa.
She is-
seasonal and sinful.
Yeah,
I adore.
she is from Brussels, and she recommended us to do Dr. Seuss.
Hey.
Yeah, well, little did you know that we're probably going to do him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Green eggs and eggs.
yeah. You just have a green egg. Like if you really just had a green egg, you'd be like, "This is garbage."
I'm dying.
I don't even want to put it in my compost pile.
I'm not going to see there's 40 cents in here. I'm going to throw it
My
out.
stomach is Thanos dissolving because of that green egg.
All right, so Satanic Cinnamon, you know, she's very into this like witchy kind of look going
shit.
on, very witchy,
All right,
gothy.
cool.
Okay.
So she goes to her local witches' coven in Brussels,
Nice.
and they're doing whatever the fuck witches do, like fingering themselves over toads or something. I don't know.
I seen a
I mean,
Nat.
I'm just
I seen
imagining that's what's
there was a Nat
happening.
Geo. There's a Nat Geo thing I saw once.
I hate to blow up your spot, but that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, you know. So
You need a membership recommendation though.
yeah, they accidentally summon Anton LaVey.
Fucking hate when that happens.
That cue ball of a sucker?
Yeah, the founder of the Church of Satan.
Oh, that guy.
Right? Because it's like, oops.
Yeah.
Oops, all toad.
Oops, did it by accident.
Too much
Oops.
toad. Too much Eye of Newt.
So the entire coven is like, oh, fuck, what the fuck? And they push Satanic Cinnamon forward because that's her name is Satanic Cinnamon. They're like, oh, you can deal with
Anton LaVey definitely likes cinnamon.
And just because she is a sassy, cheeky bitch, she says,
Wow.
Hail Satin, king of fabrics.
Oh,
What
okay, she's
happened?
having fun.
She's having fun. She's
Goofy.
getting cheeky.
Goofing.
And Anton, who's a huge fashionista, you see that head? He's got to cover it with things, bro.
Of course.
Yeah.
So he starts pulling out all these fabric rolls. He's like, I could make something for Satan out of this. I could make something for Satan out of that.
Ooh, velour.
And he keeps piling them up in the corner of the room.
Okay.
Where are you going?
One of the other witches is very fascinated by one that's at the bottom of this huge pyramid of fabric rolls.
Where the fuck are you going?
She tries to pull it out, see what it was. The whole thing comes tumbling down.
Oh,
on
fuck.
Satanic Cinnamon.
Oh no.
She's killed by fabric.
Instantly, or is it excruciating?
Oh, she's rolled on.
Murdered
She's
by satin.
Rolled.
Oh, Hail Titan. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Damn.
Rest in one mushy piece is
And thanks to the three of you
Yeah.
for writing in.
Fuck yeah.
And
Doing
we
those
love
things.
this shit.
Yeah.
We have a good time.
Hell yeah.
You're dead now.
And
We
if you don't
did
even
it.
like your death, just hit us up. We'll make out with you. It's cool.
Yeah, that'll bring him back to life, and we'll kill you again.
Yeah. We'll do
Redo.
it.
Mulligan.
All right, so Papa John, stick around for some activity.
Bye.
Cameron's homosexual obsession turned into aggressive. I'm doing a bad job reading again.
It's okay,
Good
Tom.
thing I'm not sneezing.
You're not sneezing out your dick.
Yeah.
Last time he was sneezing out of his dick, and there was like dick boogers flying everywhere, and
Yeah, it was gross.
gross.